who came up to Jesus at the beginning of the week, broke that alabaster jar full of perfumed oil and poured it over the head of Jesus. That could have been sold for 300 days' wages and the money given to the poor. What a waste. We Americans have a rather complicated relationship with waste, because on the one hand, we have no problem wasting things like tons of food, our old electronics that we just bought last year, our money, and anything else that we purchase. We have no problem wasting time scrolling online or on social media. We're okay with wasting time on ourselves. But when it comes to wasting time on others, that's when things change a little bit. We're not so okay with that. First thing is money, of course. In 2000, 2/3 of American households gave to charity. 20 years later, less than half do. What about our time? Someone comes up to you and says, I need something from you. I don't want to waste my time with this person. This is me time. I don't want to be infringed upon. Or what about prayer? The thought of praying to God. What a waste of time. God has so many other people he has to deal with. I could do so much better and so much more productive things with my time. We're a lot more likely to waste time on ourselves if it benefits us, and less likely to waste our time and resources on others, including the Lord. And so after reading this passion narrative, it might be kind of natural for us to think the same thing that happened in this story up on the cross. What a waste. God has become human and has entered into this world precisely to change it. And then that happens. And so the temptation is to think, what a waste, that God would pour himself out for humanity, and it's just a waste of his divinity up there. Except the difference is that the way that God wastes is not just any waste. It's a loving waste. God wastes himself for you and me because he loves us. What else did Jesus do in this gospel today? He took bread and wine, and for the first time he said, take it and eat, take it and drink. This is my body, this is my blood that is given for you. Wasting himself so that whenever you and I come to this altar and receive the Eucharist, Jesus is wasting himself for us, spending himself so that you and I can receive life through him. That cross up there too is a loving waste. It's a complete waste of God himself, because it is God's self-wasting that shows his complete love for the world. That's what this is all about. So how has Jesus wasted himself for you? How has he wasted time for you and me? And in return, how is God inviting you and me this week to waste time with him? Because after all, what is our relationship with God? Is it a relationship with a dictator or a relationship with a loving father or friend? I hope it's the second one. What is friendship all about? True friendship is not about getting something out of the other person. That's not a friendship, that's utility. True friendship is about wasting time with the people you love, just because you love them. So how will you and I waste time with God this week? Maybe a good thing is this: put everything else aside. Sit quietly with the Lord. This is the holiest week of the year in the church. What better time to sit with this passion according to Mark that we just read? Sit quietly, imagine yourself there in the gospel with Jesus as one of the key players. We don't need to waste time watching TV or playing video games or scrolling through social media. Instead, we can make this week special by simply wasting time with God. So as you and I venture upon this week that we call holy, and we get to the Friday that we call good, let's be like this woman in the gospel who wasted her precious oil on Jesus, and let's simply waste time with the God who has wasted himself for us. Amen.